Hello everyone! Today we are going to investigate how to build more efficient applications with IntelliTooling and Flutter. First of all, I want to show you how to make a directory by pressing a shortcut. So you press, in my case, Ctrl-Shift-A. There are you in the action list, and then you type directory inside. And now you can also change it here with Alt-Enter. So we change the short key for this package, and I have occupied it with Alt-Shift-D, which is intuitive because directory stands for D. You can change it to whatever you like, but that's what I did. So you press OK. Now there's maybe a shortcut which warns you that you override some other shortcuts, so be aware of it. So you can press remove or leave. I normally go with remove. Another thing I want to mention is how to create a Dart file. So you just type Dart file in the action menu with Ctrl-Shift-A. You open the action menu, then you type this Dart file here inside. And I have occupied this with Alt-D, and you can also press Alt-Enter to change it. So if I press Alt-D, I will have a file. If I press Alt-Shift-D, I will create a directory, which is pretty convenient. Okay, now let's test this behavior. If you have set it your shortkeys, you go to this directory and press your shortcut, which you occupied for it. And now you can just press here widget. Oh, we have it already, widgets, for example. And then we have our file here. The same thing is for the Dart file. You just press your other shortcut, in my case Alt-D, and then you type lowercase. The class thing is normally created, and if I go and make another file which is in the widget directory and just type animal widget, it creates for me automatically the stateless widget. You can also go with the stateful widget. How can we do this code generation? So we just go to the settings over file settings, or I just take the shortcut. Then we go to templates, which I have selected here already. We type here inside Dart. So what you can do here is that you can easily generate code for your Dart file, which is selected here. So every time you create a Dart file, this thing is executed. And in my case, we have a condition: if the directory name is widget, which was here the case, then I want to pass stateless widget, which is includes, and I have here added stateless widget, and then I added this template data here where I say extend stateless widgets, because normally you go with stateless widgets instead of stateful widgets. Therefore I set this to stateless widget as default, but you can also go with stateful widget and create your stuff here if it's more convenient for you. And if we have the case where the directory is not called widget, like here, then we go into the else case where I have declared a class with the file name or the class name and also brackets. And this method here is only doing something like this. We have a name and it is transferring this name here to this. So now let's play around a little bit with the code. First of all, I want to show you how to make a proper selection in IntelliTooling. So instead of just selecting it by hand, we will do it differently. So we go to Ctrl-Shift-A and type extend selection, and therefore we have a shortcut. In my case it's Ctrl-W, and we also have another shortcut, shrink selection, in my case Ctrl-Shift-W. Now I can just extend the selection with Ctrl-W if I click it multiple times, and also shrink the selection with Ctrl-Shift-W. Another great thing which you can do is to, for example, select this widget here and move it down and up between the other lines. So I will just press Shift-Alt down or Shift-Alt up to change the widget in this column. So what you do is you go to Code, move line down and up, and here are your shortkeys what you can actually type. I think you have the same on Mac and Windows. Another good thing is that you can also shift these methods around. So if you want to have the method underneath the build image, for example, you can move it down easily or move it up again. Another great thing, which is related more to Flutter, is that you can type Flutter widget in your action menu. And I have occupied this with Control Alt W. W stands for widget, so it's more intuitive. And you can also change it with Alt Enter and give it your own shortcut. And now if you're over an element in widget, you just press this shortcut, and I will just name it container widget, which doesn't make sense. And here you go, you have your widget created. In our case, it is a status widget. Another great thing which you can do in IntelliJ is just to press Ctrl B, and it will automatically go to its implementation or declaration. And you can also press it multiple times and change between these method and the other method, which makes developing much faster. You can do it here, for example, build method, and he will jump to another where it is actually implemented. If it is like implemented in two cases, you will get a menu which shows like both cases, and you can jump to these places. The last thing I want to show you is if you have an error case like this and you have a lot of stacked trays, press Ctrl Alt and down or up and move between the arrow files here, which are shown. This is pretty amazing sometimes it doesn't help. Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel here to get the latest news about